Hello guys, if you're joining me again, apologies, there was a very bad signal at the other location, so I've had to come here. And this area is got quite a few ghost stories to it from the locals. So I'm going to have a little wander around. See what we can discover, if anything. Strange to have a slab of rock just coming out of the ground like that. And my apologies. My apologies for the last live. The signal there was terrible. I was hoping it would be a lot better than that. There's been many sightings of dark figures inside this graveyard. And also there's been reports of somebody sitting down on the step outside the church doors. And when they've been approached, apparently they've sort of vanished. That's the stories from some locals. Apparently that figure's been seen multiple times over the decades. That's a very interesting headstone over there. That's why. Torch out a little bit. I'm going to go up over that way in a minute. It's this here. Don't know what that was. It's inside like a glass. Can't really see a date on this. Ah, I can now. Don't know if you guys can see that. This person here was born in 1811 and passed away in 1876. This is a very old headstone. They must have been pretty important or pretty wealthy to be in somewhere like this. Sadly, a lot of it's worn away, so you can't really read it very well. It's placed on top of like a big bit of stone, but I would say that's like a family sort of like crown, crest sort of thing. But yeah, I'm gonna head on up this way. I've got a few things as well I've brought with me. I'm just going to test out See if I could get a few things to move on their own, a few objects. There's literally next to no wind here. I mean, as you can see, the trees aren't even moving, there's nothing. And this tree here is one of the oldest in the country. That's why it's all fenced off. There's a little plaque here. What was that? Don't know. Don't know if you guys heard that. I mean, this is one very old tree. It's got a big hole in the middle of it as well. It's like it's split in two. I mean, Crowhurst dates back before 1066. It was mentioned in the Doomsday Book. I keep hearing something down here. Probably a badger. And also, if you want to believe the stories that the Battle of Hastings was actually inside Battle itself, a lot of historians have actually laid claim that it could have actually been taken place here. Because over in the background here, there is an old, I don't know if you can see that, that is in somebody's back garden, but there is an old, as you can see, a big church, and a lot of people do believe that that is the actual abbey on the spot where King Harold died. So there's lots of different conflicting stories. Nobody's actually managed to prove exactly where Battle of Hastings took place. But if it was here, then about 15,000 people who died in the Battle of Hastings died literally just in the fields over there. But that depends on what you want to believe, who you want to go by. I mean, who knows? They've never actually found concrete evidence of where that took place. But could be that the reason why this place is apparently haunted. Apparently, it's this bench here by the doorway of the church is where many locals have actually said they've seen somebody, and then when they've got closer, the person's not been there anymore, they vanished. I mean, I don't know about you guys, I'd love to see something right now. I'm probably absolutely scared myself. I've not seen one like this before. Oh, thank you, Nigel. I'm going to have a seat on that bench in a minute. I mean, look at some of these, they're so decayed and worn out. Hardly any of the grave visible. I mean, there's meant to be a grave here and at the back there. I'm going to head back down towards that bench. I can't hear anything. But I'm going to head down to that bench. I'm going to place an object down. See what happens to it. Excuse me. Oh. Gosh, sent a shiver right up my spine then. See if I could do this with one hand. I think this one here will be a bit more visible. A good place to put it. Oh God, it's got like it's like an it's flat on one side and round on the other, and I've just dropped it. Oh, where's that gone here? Got it. Right, flat on one side, and it's round on the other. I can place it on the side up. Of course, it can spin around, it can wobble. I'm just going to leave it there for a minute. Oh. I'll tell you what I will do. I don't want anyone, if something does happen, I don't want anyone to sort of say I've moved it. I'm going to give this bench a wobble and see what happens to that. I mean, it's not really doing much. So if that moves, I don't know if you guys are hearing this. Sounds like someone's right behind me. Right. I should put my torch. Is that alright? Can you guys see that alright? I don't know if that's too bright. That's better. Oh, is there anybody here with me this evening that wants to communicate? Can come back a bit. If there's anybody who wants to communicate with me, can you make the marble on the bench move, spin around, wobble? The person who is seen sitting on this bench in the evenings, if you're here, can you make the marble move? Can you give it a little wobble? Not really doing much. The person was a figure who is seen sitting on this bench by many locals over the decades. He's here with me this evening, and you'd like to communicate. Can you make the object on the bench, your bench, move? Can you make it spin around? Can you give it a wobble side to side? Can you violently move it? Throw it? How about turn my torch off? Make it go dimmer, make it go brighter, flicker, anything. Just hoping that's animal noises. Is that you who made a noise on my torch just a second ago? Was that you what made a little tap on my torch? Can you give that a little tap? I don't know if you guys heard that. There was like a little crack noise coming from my torch. I'm hoping that's animals down here. I'll tell you what I will do. I'm going to get my marble. I'm going to place it centre of this bench. It does easily spin around. And I'm going to leave it. Just leave it next to an object whereas it's easy to see if that moves or had been moved. So there's a little white dot there. Here. I'm going to line that point up with that. So you've got your 3 close together. Side here, and then there's 3 a little bit more spread out in the middle one. On that bit there. I'm going to go for a little walk. I'm going to leave that there. And let's see if anything's happened to it when I come back. Just got to swap hands very quickly. I do have another marble somewhere. Here, little different coloured one, little purple one. I'm going to leave inside this bit. God, that's got a... I smell perfume. Or cinnamon. Like a cinnamon kind of sweet smell in here. I didn't have that outside. Literally just bottom step here, I did not have that smell. It is so strong. Right, and this one here, I'm going to leave both points because it's quite a narrow one. I'm going to leave that pointing straight up in a line. I'm going to go for a little wander. Ooh. This torch button is so sensitive. Yeah, you're right, John. It's Crowhurst. One of the oldest villages or settlements in the UK. That's strange. Sure, that's meant to be locked up. Give that a little close. Pretty sure that's meant to be locked up. I'm going to close that. I would really like to get into the old church, which is just over there, which was built before this one. Now, I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but I'm hoping it is, because you'll probably hear more than just my footsteps literally right next to me. Now, I've not seen a grave like this either, like a double cross. It's a bit strange how there's two crosses on there. Some of these graves here are so old. This one here's like completely sunken down. If there's anyone watching this from Crowhurst, or they have been to this church and seen something before, I'd love to see that in the comments. See what it is, what you actually saw. I mean, I've come here a few times over the years, and I've seen quite a few locals here, and they have all said about seeing a shadow figure, mainly around this part, sort of like around the back end of the church. And again, many people said they see what they thought was a woman sat on the bench where I've placed that marble. Hello explorer, lost and abandoned. Hope you're having a good evening. My chat keeps disappearing. And I'm not really getting much feel here. This section of the graveyard feels fine. But it's when I get round the corner, I've heard things and I just get that feeling there's someone else there. I thought I heard a bit of movement on the gravel around here. There is definitely a change of feeling around this part. Marble is still there. Yeah, I was looking into getting a little reader thing. I've got a spirit box on my phone. I'm sort of standing on the ledge away from the gravel. I want to see if this... Can you do that again? There's something here and just scrape that wall. Can you scrape that for me again? I don't know if you guys heard that. I'm pretty sure you did, because that was pretty loud. On one of these walls here, sounded like a little scrape right down one of the brickwork, bits of brick. There's something with me here this evening. Can you please make some communication? I'd love to chat. Obviously, if you can move the marble. If you're the figure what's seen sitting on this bench on many occasions, can you please spin the marble around in either direction? It's easy to do. It's not fixed. It's not on the flat side. It's on the rounded side. I'd like to know why you sit on this bench. What brings you to this bench? If you can shake the marble for a yes, spin the marble for a no. I do have the SLS app, but of course it's on my phone, so I'm currently live streaming on it, so it's a bit awkward. I might have to see what I can do. See if I can borrow someone else's phone for a few hours. I don't know if that's actually moved from where I've actually set it down earlier. It's not moved. So I'll give that a little bit longer. I might try this in a different place, actually. Whoa. Sorry about that. I'd accidentally press the button on my camera. I don't recall seeing that there earlier. It must have been there earlier. Yeah, there's a very strong smell in here. That is very strong. See, I can't smell it here. Right in the doorway, I cannot smell it. Literally, as soon as I take one step forward, that is potent. That is so strong. I don't think that's moved either. Let's try something else. Let's try something new. Those are both on there pretty well. Sorting out my battery pack quickly. My battery on my phone is my battery pack for my phone was come loose. If there's anybody following me around this graveyard, I've heard a few noises. With either the lady seen on the bench or the shadow figure which is seen to roam around this section. Wants to join me in this entry bit here. Take a seat opposite. Place the yellow marble on top of the purple one. It's only just balancing. If there's anything here that wants to communicate, can you please nudge that yellow marble off of the purple one? Can you please communicate? That smells sort of going now. It's not strong. That's very strange. I mean, this church would have closed hours ago. And now it's getting stronger again. If there's anything here what wants to communicate, there's 2 marbles on the bench right opposite me. Can you make contact with those marbles? Do something with them. Knock the yellow one off the top. Spin it around. We'll give it a shake. It'd be interesting to see if somebody is watching this live stream and has been here before and seen something, to share their experiences in the comments below. Be interesting to see what other people have seen. Can you please move them marbles? I'm going to see if I can zoom in. I don't know if I can zoom in on the live. Oh yes I can. What is it what you saw? Do you mind sharing it with everybody, or? I know there's been reports, many reports, of somebody what they believe to be a female figure sitting on the bench outside of this entry part, and also black figures walking around the back end of this church. So I'm trying to, my hand's going a bit dead. I'm going to swap hands very quickly so the camera might pick up. If there's anything here what does want to communicate, can you please move these marbles which are on the bench in front of me? Let me know that you're here. Can you show yourself in a way of moving these marbles, knocking one off of the other, or making them spin around, or making them wobble, any kind of movement at all? If you can't move the marbles, can you please make a noise? There's plenty of things to knock on. Just turn my brightness down a little bit. That seems very grainy. Can you do something? Maybe move the door handle? Or any of these bits of tree which are strangely put inside of here. I'm going to give that one a try somewhere else, I think. It is pitch black if I didn't have my torch. Well, I've heard a few things this evening. There was a scrape on the wall. There's been a few footprints, footsteps near me, from what I could hear. But other than that, there's not really been much here. I mean, there's been so many, as I say, so many reports of things being seen at this place. And with the links to the Battle of Hastings site, I wouldn't be too surprised if, with all the reports to be fair, but I'm gonna go home I think, because not really had much here, unfortunately. I will come back. I'm going to come back with my camera, and I will use a spirit box here. I do have the SLS app as well. I don't know if I have my camera facing this way, but there was definite movement over there. Could have just been a bird coming out of a tree. I don't know if I had my camera facing here, but it's around this section where this bit of tree here is. Maybe I'm just seeing things. But I'm going to head off home I think. I will come back here another time. I was going to do a bit of a paranormal investigation in an abandoned house with everything left inside of it, but as I'm on my own, I can't really do that live. Not at the moment anyway. I'm going to start getting a few more readers in I think. I'm gonna head off. I do thank everybody who's just joined me on this little explore. Unfortunately, there wasn't really much happening other than a few noises. Oh, what the hell was that? Getting attacked by daddy longlegs now. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for everyone, and unfortunately there wasn't too much to see. Hopefully you guys heard what I was hearing throughout that walk. There was a few strange noises, and I will come back and I'm going to do a few more little investigations like this in other places as well in the future. So I wish everyone a good night and hope you all keep well. I'll see you guys again soon on another explore. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much. See you later.